Hi guys, for this video I am going to be talking about something that I've been asked about a lot recently, and I thought it was just easier to do a video about it because I'm pretty sure I haven't already done a video about it. I think it's come up a couple of times in question and answer videos, but I haven't actually done like an actual official statement about it, which sounds ridiculous, but people keep asking me about it and they actually want me to do it, so I am going to talk about my sexuality. It's a bit of a weird one, because I don't really label myself as anything, and I know that annoys a lot of people. I'm not against people labeling themselves, obviously. I just feel like sometimes, not always, when you reach a certain age, it just doesn't matter to be labeling yourself with things anymore. When I was younger, I used to label myself as bi-curious, I guess. But like back then, with the whole emo and scene thing, I think most people put that they were bi even if they weren't bi. So I don't know if people actually took it seriously or not. But basically, I do get girl crushes more than I get boy crushes because with girls, I tend to just go by looks because I don't really take it that seriously, if I'm honest, because I don't usually get on with girls' personalities. Not always. Because obviously I have like amazing best friends who obviously I get along with. But they're very similar to me in the sense that, like, you know, there's a lot of female traits that we don't really have, like the whole gossiping thing, being bitchy. That kind of stuff, I don't really appreciate it. And the whole, you know, I know I'm stereotyping, but I am a girl, so I know that, like, people think that I've probably done this in the past. I don't know, but I'm definitely not like it now. I don't think I ever have been, but who knows. But, you know, where they'll say that they're fine when they're not, and they expect you to guess stuff and just know what's on their mind. You know, all that stereotypical stuff, I find is actually kind of true with some women and girls. So I just can't be doing with that. Men, on the other hand, I find are very straightforward. You know, they're kind of a bit more upfront about what's on their mind. They're a little bit more easy to understand, usually. But that being said, I don't think that I class as even bi-curious anymore. I don't think I have for quite some time. I just don't really talk about it. But I have found pretty much all types of people attractive. At some point or another in my life. I don't really get crushes, like I say. I've only really had 2 male crushes, like, pretty much my entire life. It's just not really a thing. But female crushes I do get on, like, obviously actresses and band members. One of my very first female crushes was Angelina Jolie. She's still amazing, still beautiful, still love her to pieces. But I realised that that's not just as far as it goes. Like, I probably, like, God, I don't even know how long it's been now. Probably over 10 years ago, I had a crush on someone who was a YouTuber. I won't mention them by name, probably, because I don't really know how to explain it without possibly upsetting them. But they used to be a male YouTuber who wore makeup all the time, and was quite feminine. They have since then transitioned, and I still think they're amazing and beautiful, and I've just always liked them. I don't know. I've dated guys that have dressed in female clothing, not necessarily to look female, but, like, you know, dudes that wear skirts. Like, it doesn't bother me. And I've had crushes on drag queens as well, both, like, when they're just, you know, themselves and they're not got their, like, get up on, and when they have. Like, one of the examples is, I'm trying to think of their drag name. I think it's Adore Delano. Like, real name Danny. Really cute. Both ways. Like, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter to me. So I think because I'm more of a personality person, I think if I was going to label myself, I am more pansexual. It feels weird to say that. Because, like I say, I don't really like labeling things, but I guess that is probably the easiest way, label wise, to describe it, because I am more of a connection person. So if I connect with someone, it doesn't really matter whether they're male, female, whether they used to be male, female, like, I don't care. I literally don't care. If I connect with someone, I connect with someone. It's just how I am. I don't think I've ever really been that attracted to, like, your stereotype, like, manly men as it goes. By that, generally when people say that, they mean, like, your burly guys that have got, like, massive muscles, beards, that kind of thing. I've never really been attracted to someone like that. Usually because their personality just doesn't really mesh with mine. Personality wise, usually the guys that I like are a bit effeminate or, creative, nerdy, that kind of thing. Because I just mesh better with them. It doesn't bother me, like, and I used to like guys that wore makeup. It didn't bother me. A lot of guys would be like, oh, he's a pretty boy, but I just liked them. Like I said, I usually go by personality with men, so I usually only date men, but that doesn't mean that if I met the right person that I wouldn't date whoever. It doesn't matter to me. Like, it literally does not matter to me. So, yeah, I thought I would do a bit more of an in-depth commentary on that because people keep asking me. Because I guess I've thrown in a few curveballs with my answers to things that have confused people. But yeah, I have never had a girlfriend. I have kissed a hell of a lot of girls and flirted with a lot of girls because I'm just more comfortable with that. But that's because I've kind of generally know that it's not going to go anywhere because the type of girls that I like are not very nice people. um, in that way, if that makes sense. I mean, Angelina's probably lovely. I don't know, but she's been stereotyped as being a bit of a B word. So who knows? Um, Same with who was my other female crush, Brody from the Distillers. I was obsessed with her for a really long time. I know I've been hearing some things about her being a bit of a beach as well. Um, so, point still stands. I just thought they were hot. But yeah, with guys, I don't really go by looks, I go by personality. And most other people too. So, like I say, even if I met a girl and she was like really lovely, I wouldn't rule it out. I don't think I'm particularly attracted to girls. But I don't know, maybe I just haven't met the right one, or, whoever. Like I said, it doesn't really bother me at all what they are, who they identify as. It just doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. If I click with someone, I click with someone, and that is the most important thing because at the end of the day, if you love someone, you love them. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? I don't understand these people that are like, oh, that's so sick, or oh, that's so wrong, or, oh, that's weird. Because I've definitely known a few people like that where I said, like, oh, I've had a crush on someone who was a YouTuber and they had transitioned and they were like, oh, why'd you like them, like, that's so weird. And it's like, rude? No, it's not. They're a really nice person, and I found them kind of attractive. I didn't know them well enough to be like fully attracted to them, but like, what I did know I was attracted to. So just it just doesn't bother me. um Generally, if people do think in a negative way about it, I just probably wouldn't be friends with them anyway, so it doesn't bother me what people think, if I'm honest, because all of my friends generally, actually, no, all of them would be like supportive and just be like, cool, if you're happy, then I'm happy, which is how it should be. So if you have a problem with what I identify as, I mean, technically, I don't really identify as anything, like I said, but if I did have to put a label on it, I think pansexual is probably what I would label it. Reading all the definitions of everything, I think that's probably the closest one, because I am quite a spiritual person. So if you have a problem with that, then I'm probably not friends with you, and therefore I probably don't really care what you think. But yeah, if you're going to be negative about that kind of stuff, I just think you should just keep it to yourself, because why does it matter to you what I do with my life? Why does it matter to you what anyone does with their life? You should only matter about what you do with your life. As long as you're happy and you're not hurting anyone, what does it matter? And that is definitely a message that a lot more people need to learn and live by. But yeah, so that's my video about it. Hopefully I won't get asked that question anymore, because I don't really know how to answer it. I have answered it in so many different ways because I don't really think about it. I'm just like, I just like who I like. I'm just me, you know. All of my exes have been guys, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that's all that I would be interested in dating. It's just not. And I don't. Another thing I'm probably going to get, which I have had before, which is people that say like, oh, you're not bi or pan or whatever like label you want to say, unless you've had exes of, you know, that umbrella term. So, you know, you're not bisexual if you haven't had a girlfriend before. It's like, actually you can be. Just saying. Just means you haven't met the right person yet. So yeah, that's my take on it. Like I said, I'm old enough and ugly enough and stupid enough to be living my own life. I don't really care what anyone thinks about it. I just thought I would inform people the easiest way I can explain it, you know. So there you go. I'm losing my voice because I've gone back to work and I've interacted with so many people. Like I've been pretty much by myself, just me and my dog, you know, a couple of members of my family for like a year since all this stuff was kicked off. And now all of a sudden, in one day, I interacted with more people than I have in literally 12 months. So I am losing my voice, so sorry about that. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think of, you know, people that don't want to label themselves. I'm happy for people to have discussions about it. Just don't be rude about it, and don't be like, oh, that's blah blah blah. Like, you don't need to be like that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Is it a bad thing that I don't like labeling myself? Does it really matter to anyone? Probably not. Like, I don't really get why, you know, my sexuality would affect anyone. I don't really understand why that would. But, you know, whatever, each to their own. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys feel like, you know, yours is a different term and you want to talk about that, then I'm happy for that too. Leave it in the comments. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.